All right, so the last video was super long, so I ended up splitting this part off and making it a separate video. So that's what you're going to see right after this. Now, you're about out of battery, so I'll probably have to switch. But I did get some more stuff for this. I know I keep saying I've done all I'm gonna do, but I lied, you know? There's more stuff. Namely, wire harness for that. I told you about that. I was gonna order that. And then also, this fertilizer box is being held on by hopes and dreams, or thoughts and prayers, imagination, whatever you want to say. That's all that's supporting it. These fertilizer outlets are totally rotted off. So I hem-hawed around about, did I want to spend $300 on that or not? And ultimately I decided, yeah, I don't want to destroy stuff when we've went this far. So I am going to go ahead and put those on. That will hold this box in place, and then that will also set us up for eventually. I'd like to be able to use them, but not now. Some people were freaking out, that's not even connected. Well, yeah, because we're not using that right now. So, but someday it would be nice to have the option to be able to put the fertilizer in the row, or actually off center of the row, but you know what I'm saying, under the dirt. Oh, we can put that on too maybe after a while. That's the decal that we never tried. But we're gonna have to clean out this box full of all this unwanted garbage. That, why do we keep all of it? Well, seed plates we're gonna keep, definitely, but yeah. I don't know what else is in here. I've got a bunch of these. I would say that these are the clamps that hold those rubber tubes probably down, so those need to stay. Those should be in the other box. This is a piece of metal that somebody, you know. And then what else? Well, we got all the broken springs that I had and other assorted broken pieces that shouldn't be in here. We're gonna have to clean all of that out in order that we might, you know, make our stuff good. I wonder if those, will the seed plates fit in an insecticide box? Let's experiment. I think they will. Oh yeah. Okay, now another thing I thought of whilst we're here, because people were asking in the videos and they don't understand what the extra boxes are for. These are for seed. Those big ones are for fertilizer. You could put in granulated fertilizer, you know, right off center of the row, and then it would be there for the plant when you need it. These little boxes are for insecticide, a granulated insect treatment or repellent or whatever you want to say, that you would also put on as granulated stuff. And there should be more things, I believe. Like the one we had always had, like, there was a fan looking thing that spread it out over top of your row so that, you know, like a barrier for bugs, I guess is what I'm saying. But you don't use that often anymore, so a lot of them are just along for the ride. And I don't know, Grandpa always liked them on, when we had that deer planter, even when we didn't use it, he said, we're leaving those on because it looks more complete or fancier or whatever you want to say. But yeah, I don't know. Right now they're just along for the ride. So if I know what I'm doing, which I definitely probably don't, we're gonna have to take this cross plate out And then we're gonna have to see how difficult it's gonna be to pull the auger out. These can go in the scrap pile. So we'll just do the right thing and throw them in the back of the pickup, because where else would we put, you know, all of this, really? One. All right. Ta-da! Man, does this just... So you have this auger that is a double auger, and what it does is it pulls it to each side, and then this is actually a spout. On the end of there, there's a hole that you can connect your hose to, and that dumps it down in the tube that goes to the ground. However, ours is severely broken. Severely. And we're gonna have to try to get this apart. And it looks to me like the old ones are made different than the ones I got new. That could present a potential problem, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. Also, our box has some crackage issues, but nothing that I don't think it can overcome. So we need a 9/16 socket and then probably a wrench. The other side is probably equally as garbage, but it's still holding together for now. So when we get to making this where it works, then we'll worry about that. So we'll see if this... Imagine if we take the top two out first. All right, you got too hot, so did my patience. But then I decided to switch to this number, you know, because if it twists off, who cares? That's kind of what I wanted to happen. It saves a lot of time when you're not trying to save stuff. There's the new ones. Now it should be totally broke off. So, oh no, what is still holding? Oh, there's two at the bottom. I should have known. Should have known it wasn't going to be super simple. I got to take this off anyway, but I might as well get the ones loose up here at eye level first, so I can see both sides. And then we'll switch. The new ones are actually thicker, so they're threaded in up top too, so you don't have to hold the back side. So that was a smart update. I'm gonna try to get these all loose now. Oh, that came off of there. Come on off of there. There. Okay, maybe I won't do that. Maybe I will take it off first. Oh, what fun, friends. What fun. We'll have to get these chunks out. Boy, the boxes look a lot worse from underneath, don't they? You can still get new ones, so if that was what happens eventually, that's fine. But for now, we're gonna roll with this. Are those not the right size or what? Now I'm getting ticked off. Okay, so we're gonna struggle. Today has already decided that. I'm gonna work on this some more. That's a different size there, and I'm not so sure those aren't different size. So we'll get it, friends. we'll get it. All right, friends. So if you're working with something where it's rusted metal to plastic, that is a frustrating situation, because you can't go to your usual, you know, kill it with fire situation, because you'll end up melting the plastic. So you have to be super careful and slow. Even a cutting wheel on the bolt head will get the bolt too hot where the plastic will start to melt. So I found that out. So you have to be careful. But I got this and got it put back together thanks to viewer Greg, who sent me a whole box of these 3/8 bolts. And I think he also sent me a box of 5/16. And when I get time to make a viewer mail video one of these days, I'll shout that out again. But I got it all put together. I used fender washers at the bottom. When we get to the point where we might actually try to use this, we're gonna take it back apart again and potentially look into some like plastic weld type situation, you know, and help this out. I know they make those things that have like the zigzags and you can heat it up and push it in. So we might have to work on that. Just doing what I did here with the fender washers has helped pull it back into shape. So hopefully after just sitting that way for a long time, that will help us when the day comes to do it. Because I think these boxes will still be usable. It's just, we caught it in time, you know. Another thing that I think I will do when the time comes is figure out some way to brace it, like make a brace from here or somewhere to the frame. I noticed on the Charlie the PA Grain Farmer's 5100 planter in his videos, it looks like somebody has done that exact thing. Because if you think about it, when this is full, that's a lot of weight to be supported by, you know, one little bolt here. I know it's in this cradle and it's holding on, but that's a lot of weight for one point of contact, you know. I think that having something up higher to help hold it would probably be a good thing too. We'll see. When we get to that point, we'll see. But for now, this is going to maintain so we don't lose progress, you know. I don't want to have dumped it out and run it over or something, you know, and set us back even more. You can still get these, I think, from Agco. They're like $300 some a piece, and that's just the shell. So even if we have to do that, we would have still had to have these, so it's not wasted effort there. But we will visit that at some point. Right now we're just going to mount this on, slide the auger back in, and live our happy lives, you see. And then it'll look complete from a distance, you know. Look at all the nasty stuff that the pressure washer couldn't get to when we washed it. We're just going to ignore that right now, and we'll deal with that next time we have this off. Now we're going to struggle. That's apparent. I also hammered these home a little bit. I hope that they're closer than they were. They were kind of sprung a little bit. Well, come on, baby. Did I grab the wrong size bolt? Is that what happened here? I thought I had her linked. I think I got that one. I don't know why I can't get this one. Is that gonna work? There we go. Now she's rock solid. That's what we want. Now we need to put this back in, rusty as it may be. Whoa! Well, we're struggling. friends. I know that seems, oh, there we go. Yeah, so technically I'll need to take that loose and stick it back through and hold it. And I think I'll do that just so that it doesn't fall out. The other one is still connected. But I would say that got disconnected when the box broke, or when these things broke and it caused problems. That would be my guess. We need to put that little thing back in there too. There's that. I hope these are good enough to reuse. Maybe we won't even put them in. No. Does it not have the hole? There are the holes. Well, I'm struggling, friends. I don't know what our deal is here. Well, something's not right there because, I bet these new ones are made different than the old ones, because it doesn't look to me like it's bent. I don't know. You know what? We're not using it now, so heck with it. We'll sort that out later. Like I said, I'm going to couple that, and then we can also get rid of the blue string, because that's breaking our brain, right? Maybe we want to leave the blue string in here for field emergency repair. That could happen. Let's put those in there. Oh. I can't believe this is coming loose. Can't believe it. But I got to. There we go. How about that? Sweet. All right. I should probably get a razor blade to try to get that off of there. Otherwise it's going to be all scuffed up. Then we can put our sticker on. But I got one more thing in a box here. In this, what is becoming an incredibly long video for no reason. And I have a brand new wiring harness for monitor. And we're going to give the monitor one more chance to play ball. But because I'm not so sure that mine wasn't garbage in this here, you know. So that's what we're gonna do. Right or wrong, that's gonna happen. And we're gonna need a magnet to pick up all the crap that we've thrown on the ground. The wind is not helping. It is getting worse. I don't understand why we can't just, you know, tone it down a little bit, wind. But yeah, this brand new wiring harness that should be set up exactly like the other one, except for it came from the factory with weather pack connectors, and it's labeled which row is which. So if we do this right, we're going to struggle, because I see that there's multiple zip ties on it, and Ross is not prepared for multiple zip ties. Very gently, very gently. Let's see what we got, because we may want to leave some of these zip ties alone. Well, that's interesting. They chose to, okay. the original, the cable comes out of one side and then the other. This one comes out of the same side, so we're gonna have to tuck that somewhere and then make it. I'm struggling. Let's get rid of the old one first, as in take it out of there and wind it up for memories. Everything should come apart because it's all new. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I forgot that I had this pulled up out of there. Let's lay that back down in there. Okay. Now we need to see which one goes to. That's row 1. Row 2. This would be row 3 and row 4. Let's go back here and see how we can or if we can do this. I think I actually want to, let's go like this. And then let's take this one over like this. There's row 1. That one's coming out. I think we're going to have this really snazzy. So if I put that there we go. I think it's going to work. We want to go here. And the verdict's out on how we want to do that. There we go. We want a little bit of flex in there, you see. And this one we're going to just go over. We're going to zip tie stuff up to these holes. We're going to do that. How's this coming along? Probably zip tie it up to the air tube, maybe. We're getting there. Just little things that we need to do to make it nice. We're dropping that. That's okay. All right. I'm gonna hook up this monitor one more time just for fun, and we'll see. I couldn't get it enough by hand. I tried to just stick them in there and that never works. So let me bolt them up solid one more time and then we'll play the game just to find out that it doesn't work. But baby steps, you know. This is the first part. Yeah, I felt that that time go do something. So it's sparking too, so one would think that it would be. I also don't know why it's sparking if I get the battery shut off. Oh, I know why. Because I actually have it jammed in there to where it was hitting the physical battery. Yeah, I don't think we got it. Unless this just came loose again. It's very finicky. I played with it the other day there, I got that to stay lit like it's supposed to all the time. So I don't know if that's just a corrosion problem in the socket. That's not a big deal because that's not an absolutely necessary feature. It is funny that I could get it on there the other day to stay lit and not today. Okay, I'll leave you right here. Actually, I'll leave you right here so I can see, and I will go tickle the things and see if it works. Nope. Well, it's the same symptoms as before. So you tickle one and then they come on. I think the last time it was the other way. It was tickling and the number one didn't come on, but the others did. Shut it off, you turn it on, it's gonna do the same thing. The second that you tickle one of those things, they're all gonna jump. All right, so I've already talked to that ag electronics place, and I'm gonna go ahead and send that thing to them just for fun's sake, you know. It'd be just, I'd like to have it just for, you know, that's an original monitor for a white planter. We might upgrade to something different on this one that actually tells us some population things, but I talked to them and I think they can probably fix it. And then, you know, we have multiple planters, so someday when we go to a show, we'll slap this one on and, you know, it'll be just like it was supposed to be. But I'm going to table the monitor situation probably this year. I actually did find some on eBay, and I ordered to try. The one of them I tried was for an 8-row, but then somebody's cut the plug off. So I think I've got some spare plugs. One of these days, if there's nothing to do, I'll try to wire one of those up and see if that'll make her go. But I don't have high hopes on that. I'll just send this one away and see what they can do. But at any rate, we are in better shape than we were when we started. So I am going to call this video here another one that probably wasn't very interesting. It was a bunch of random stuff, but it's stuff that I wanted done. And yeah, this is a lot nicer now. That's solid, it won't fall off, we won't run it over. And things are coming together. I'm hoping we can hit the field very shortly. I thought I might try it tonight yet, but probably wait till a Sunday so that I can be sure to destroy something, you know. It's still pretty wet out there. Today definitely helped with the wind, but I'm thinking that I might be better off to just work on some more stuff and get it ready than try to push my luck and end up destroying things. So we're gonna call this one here. I'm gonna pick up all my stuff and trim off some of those zip tie tails and just piddly things, and we'll park this out of the way, and it should be ready to go anytime. Hopefully the wind will die down where we can spot spray and get that job done. And then we need to think about hay cutting. We need to think about going to the seed dealer and picking up the seed, which is sitting in his warehouse. I usually just take the livestock trailer and put that in. However, that one's full of lumber for the flatbed trailer. So I've had thoughts of just hurrying up and doing that project real quick too, but I don't know when I'm gonna squeeze all that in. But something's gotta happen. I feel like I'm getting behind, but part of it's not my fault. The weather I can't control. And yeah, so I have another round of stuff to do to that 9650 real quick. I might try to do that tonight too, and then it would be done and ready to go. Yeah, just things that need to happen. 1650's got a flat tire now. 4150 needs work. That disc needs work. I got all the stuff to do it, just need the time. Semi, we haven't ever touched it. That's a shame. We need to fire it up and move it. It's probably got the brake stuck again from sitting, but we'll tackle that at some point. I don't know, stuff's happening, it's just not happening fast. So until next time, that's where we're going to leave this one. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.